Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you're back here with me today. Today, I want to have a conversation with you about two things. I'm going to talk to you about what a professional organizer does, and specifically how I go about working in that space with each and every client for the past 12 years. So, I'm going to talk to you about helping people with their stuff. And then I'm also going to talk to you about meeting people where they're at, both emotionally and mentally. So let's start the conversation. So, helping people with their stuff, when someone reaches out to me as a potential client, I immediately thank them for reaching out. And the reason I do that is because I know how difficult it can be for someone to reach out and actually ask for help. It's hard for people, just as human nature, to reach out for help. You fear judgment, you fear shame and embarrassment. So when a client reaches out to schedule an appointment with me, I thank them. I think that's really important to set that tone of no judgment and no shame. I also then assure them, because they're quick to tell me that they're sure that their home is the worst I've ever seen. And when I assure them that that is not true, I'm being very honest. And what does it really matter? All that matters is they've reached out for help and that I'm there on the receiving end, ready to listen to them about what they are needing help with. So they can tell me theirs is the worst. And I listen and I'm empathetic. But I also tune that out because it doesn't matter in the big picture whose is the worst. It's not a judgment. It's not a competition. Let's just start making an action plan. So after we have a quick discussion over the phone, I talk to them about what they are needing, what their goals are, what's currently working for them in their home, and what is not working for them. And then we go ahead and start the process of making a plan and scheduling what I call the needs assessment. A needs assessment is when I go to their home, either in person or virtually, and we walk the house. Again, we can do this virtually. We walk the house or the room that they're specifically needing help with, and we have a conversation. That setting up that time with the client is really important. I get a lot of information from those needs assessments. It's really critical. And so from there, of course, we talk about goals, wants, needs, desires for their space. And then we can get to the stuff part. But I'm going to go into the second thing I do. We're going to talk about stuff a lot on these videos. But today, again, we're focusing on what do I do as a professional organizer. I help them with their stuff, and I kind of just explain to you how that process starts out. Now I want to have a conversation with you about meeting people where they're at. And I don't mean physically. I mean in their mental state that they're in. Again, it is a no judgment, no shame space that I enter everyone's home and life with. People do not ever reach out to me on their best day. They reach out to me on a low day, a hard day, a scary day, a stressful day, a sad day. And when I started doing this in 2008, I was really naive and I didn't realize exactly what people would be needing from me. And I quickly acclimated to what it meant to be a professional organizer. Again, you've heard me say it many times. It's about helping and teaching. So here's an example of a client who might reach out to me on a day that is stressful. Perhaps they're planning for an upcoming move. They're moving out of their old home into a new home. That part is exciting. Generally, that is a very happy thing that they're working and planning on. But when you think about a move and you think about all of the moving pieces that are contained within planning a move, it's overwhelming. It's stressful. There's money being talked about and numbers being thrown around. There's logistics. There is getting your home ready for photos to be taken to list it, decluttering before the photos are taken. There's so many factors to a move. So if a client reaches out and tells me that they're moving because I help with move management services, it's a stressful situation. Another example could be perhaps someone reaches out because they've lost a spouse or lost a child. Obviously, that is a very difficult day, and it's probably been a difficult few weeks, months, or years until they had the courage to reach out and ask for help. But when they do, I can sit in that space quietly with them and listen about what they're needing and or wanting to do in the space that their loved one maybe has their belongings in. Maybe it's a bedroom, a closet, a garage, a home office. It's very difficult, obviously, for people to work in a space when they've lost a loved one. So again, that's just another example. Also navigating a health scare or an illness. With a recent diagnosis for clients or for someone that they love in their home, there's a lot of things that need to come into play in a very quick manner, quick fashion, so that the caregiver and the patient can really navigate their new normal. And there's a lot of things that can be done very quickly to help them get to that place. Their new normal has just hit them, hard, right in the face, straight on. And they are needing and wanting help, but they're probably not knowing what help they need or want. So someone like myself who has experience working in these situations, it is an honor. This is why people reach out to professional organizers. It's not light and fluffy, but it's really important work that we provide. It's important work that we do with our clients. And it takes a person who is empathetic. And another slogan, phrase that I throw around a lot in my vernacular when I'm talking to clients is, I can be firm but loving. And firm comes in the way of setting boundaries and knowing when to ask the hard questions, but also knowing when to ease up on that firm and being in the moment and, being loving and kind and listening and grabbing a tissue. So on that note, as I tear up, I wanted to make sure today that I could explain to you really what a professional organizer does. So when you think of a helper and you think of a teacher, who are both very important, I want you also to think of a professional organizer and how we can take chaos in your life, chaos in your home, chaos in your mind, and bring you some calm and clarity and closure. So thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time.